Well, Mer, what does this mean for the Roughriders?
Well, it's another happy day in the Riders locker room. We're not in here for too many sad announcements. I think maybe Gene Mikowski might be the last one in our minds. I think of one of someone leaving the team, but now they've announced that Brendan Taman's been well-earned, well-deserved, and I think he's a good move. I think it's something you've got to look at continuity and stability. The Riders are the envy of the league for its merchandise sales, its ticket sales, its interest, and now they're almost the most stable franchise in the CFL. So they've got everything in place except for one guy, and maybe we'll get into that a little bit later.
Or maybe two. There's Darian Durant. There's Jim Hobson's name came up today as far as his longevity, and Jim's been the president and CEO for 10 years, except how much longer? They've got Corey Chamberlain through 2017. I'm sure they'd like to get Darian Durant that long, Brendan Taman. Jim Hobson isn't signed quite that far, and he's the guy here.
His contract's up now, if I understand. So that means, he's the guy they got to look at. Do they need him? Does Jim want to do it? He did say he's 63. He's kind of got other things going on in his life. He wants to kind of look at that kind of world. It takes up a lot of time. It's up to him and the board if they want to keep him on. I think you talk about all the good things that happened to the Riders in this last 10 years, and it's got to be Jim. He's the kingpin, the guy who's kind of done everything for this team. So he's just as important, I think, to have him going through the stadium. But same token, do you want to have a guy new taking through the stadium that can take him beyond the stadium? So it's some decisions to be made for the board. But right now, the team made the right one. They got Corey locked up. They got Brendan Taman locked up. And now, as I said before, something to do with Darian Durant. And I still think, as we all know, he's the quarterback. I still think he's going to sign with this team unless something incredible, crazy happens. But I think Darian Durant will probably be maybe Jim and Darian Durant, the next two guys we're in here for.
If you look at Jim Hobson too, I think it would have been an easy decision for him after the 2011 season to clean house, and probably a popular decision in a lot of circles. And certainly there were departures after that season, but that was when Jim Hobson endorsed Brendan Taman, gave him autonomy that he had lacked. And look at everything that's happened since then. That was it's overstating it to say courageous, but that was a bold decision that Jim Hobson made regarding Brendan Taman in late 2011 that has paid off so many times over since then.
Arguably, we could say he could have done it before 11 and maybe avoided 11. We have to remember that all the decisions he made have been exactly right, and I think Jim would say that when what they did with the management team in 2011 didn't turn out. So maybe they give him a couple. It's not all 100%. Every decision is made right. That has looked that way. And now the Riders are looking forward to 2014 as the defending Grey Cup champs, and I think Brendan says he wants to do that. That's their goal, and that's what they want to do. And maybe we'll be here, we'll be in this locker room, but maybe someday, late November, will be another locker room celebrating it, watching the Riders celebrate a championship.
Well, Vancouver in November would be bombing.
That'd be a lot better than Regina, wouldn't it be?